Welcome back, everybody. An extended break there, as I think VGJ.Thunder just needed to calm down after their win. Yang needed to get rid of the adrenaline after the triple ravage that he ended the game with.
That was quite crazy, actually. That was one of the more exceptional team fights that I've seen in a long time. And for sure, VGJ can be happy about the first game. They're 1-0 here in the matchup against compLexity. And we're heading into game number 2. And this is going to be elimination game if compLexity go down here. So they have to come up with something. And so far, let's look at what they're doing. The Elder Titan is banned out. Omni Knight is banned out. And Night Stalker is removed as well. Same respect still being given by VGJ that they gave in the first game. Enchantress and Chen both being removed. They don't want to play against these heroes. And Tusk is the first pick.
Along with that tiny ban again. So same from VGJ.Thunder exactly. Out of these bans, as well as compLexity. Is my game bugged? No, there we go. Just the Tusk is bugged. So VGJ start the game, or start the draft, with a Lycan again, but this time not the Shadow Shaman, instead the Bane coming out from them. Well, compLexity... where do they go from here?
Bane is a little bit more lane-oriented, making sure that you win the lanes, whereas Rasta, the downside about picking the Rasta early the way they did in the previous game is that he doesn't do too well against Airspeed, well, that too, but Tusk in this situation, he can get rolled on and can quickly come into a struggle. Oh, look at that. That's the change up from compLexity. A hero that has been last phase banned against compLexity in, not just the previous game, but overall, people respect Moo Brewmaster, but normally towards the end of the picking phase is where they will ban it. Now they pick it up nice and early, though. So that's going to allow them to have more teamfight control. Definitely great hero against the Lycan. Not bad against the Bane either. And Peel gets banned out by VGJ.Thunder. They're saying you're going to have to play some other carry against our Lycan this time. Because definitely not a bad matchup for the Peel. But overall, the Tanker and the Tide, they were really the big story of the previous game, I feel. Like they had such a massive impact.
Yeah, and PL was always kind of afraid if he shows himself too early, he gets, blink hexed by Rasta. If he shows himself too late, he's going to get ravaged after the Gyro BKB's done. He really did find himself in an awkward position throughout the team fights in that previous game, but you look at that compLexity banning out the Undying now.
Yeah,
removing another lane dominator from the game.
I was reacting to that as well, so just the combination of Bane and Undying would be extremely lane-oriented, but would still provide the combination of Lycan and Undying just a lot of stuff to deal with, like we mentioned in the previous game. So they don't want to go up against that again, and understandably so. It's really frustrating to take fights when, you're not really fighting heroes, you're just kind of getting run down by all these different things, and you just end up dying. Very understandable.
So VGJ not commonly picking up Bane in the first phase. They Lycan Dazzle, they Lycan Rasta. I can't see too much of Bane throughout their previous drafts. So.
Probably influenced by the group stage that they're playing right now. We often talk about trends in Dota, not just in the big meta kind of thing, where Battle Fury trend, for instance, right now, but moreover just LAN trends. So right now, this is a LAN. They're playing in the group stage, and every team is being heavily influenced by watching each other and seeing what the successful teams are doing and learning from each other. So
there's also the cool fact,
adapting a little bit.
I never considered this until I went to my first kind of decent-sized Dota 2 kind of Premier LAN. But talking to the casters and the players there, the scrimming that happens at LANs as well.
Oh yeah,
you get all the Chinese and NA players coming to Europe, or in this case, everyone's moving into Southeast Asia. So
a lot of practice between the teams that perhaps normally would not scrim.
Yeah,
is what happens at the tournament.
Again, like we were talking about yesterday, that kind of dissemination of ideas, the hero picks here and there, little gimmicks or strats that people pick up from pubs or scrims, just a different region, different players. You get that flavor. It's the flavor of Genting basically that's starting to come out throughout the group stage. As we get into the second phase of picks now, Tidehunter, another respect ban from compLexity there. Don't want to give Yang that wonderful little watermelon.
That's, the scrimming at LAN events is really how compLexity, they ended up having to, bring me in, of course, because I snuck my way into their practice room and, I was sitting there watching games with them and kind of, brain draining them. And then simply Beef, he took one look at me. He's like, "You're not leaving with this information. Here's a contract, sign it." And suddenly I'm streaming for compLexity now for over a year.
NDA must stream.
Yeah, so a few things I can't really say about about that, but it's a good times. Earth Spirit does get picked up as well here. So that's going to be a very powerful early game combination from VGJ. Also brings in some nice ways to deal with the Brewmaster. The stun and the silence gives sometimes enough time to bring down the Brewmaster. Of course, it can still be hard to guarantee it, especially when the snowball is around to pick him up.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it's also pretty good, when there's a Tusk on a team, we used to always look for, like a disruptor or something, right? Because you know where the snowball's going to go, and likely it will have at least one enemy hero inside it, so you get these kind of combos. Earth Spirit can, boulder smash. You can get the magnetize in onto a couple of heroes. So there's that.
He can boulder smash away the targets that being snowballed on.
Yeah,
get away.
That's great.
Not very common.
Get away from the snowball.
But it could happen. Earth Spirit is one of those heroes with crazy potential, right? He can do so many different things. I'm surprised we haven't seen more OD, actually, as you say this, because throughout all of yesterday, I don't think we saw a single OD game.
We saw it banned a bunch,
yeah, it was banned.
End of second phase or
exactly.
Final phase.
It's definitely relevant in the scene right now. People are playing it in tournaments and scrims, but it hasn't really made an appearance here in any of the 9 games we had yesterday, and not in the previous game here as well.
It feels like teams are very focused on trying to pick OD when it's like a Timber or a DK, and they feel, I don't know, a bit standoffish about picking OD when there's not one of those heroes in the game.
He definitely does have quite a few counters, is the issue. There's just a casual Nyx, and suddenly the game can be a lot more difficult. If you play against the Nyx as OD, you're not going to be too happy. But we're unlikely to see it in this game, but it could be an interesting pickup for sure. Adding some, like for VGJ, I think it could be a quite strong hero. Rasta being picked up by compLexity.
And the response is the Medusa.
Oh,
now,
God.
I was wondering, I was literally just like, Medusa is a very VGJ.Thunder hero. Mm-hmm. They've got the Lycan all ready to maybe create some space on the front lines for the Medusa. But there's a Brew and a Shadow Shaman here, and Brewmaster, with the Cyclone just sends Medusa up.
Yeah.
That's a fear that VGJ is going to have, right?
I did not expect this pick at all, because I don't feel like it's even remotely a good hero for them. So I'm very happy to be proven wrong, of course. But Brewmaster is the go-to counter. I was saying it earlier when we talked, I think, day before yesterday, that, in my opinion, Brewmaster is the best hero in the game against Medusa, and by quite large margin, because he just cyclones her 3 times in a row, and the fight is, pretty much had without Medusa having any impact. And she doesn't really want to buy an early BKB or anything, and even if she does buy a Lincoln Sphere, she can still get stunned and cycloned. Yeah. It's not going to prevent anything. TB going to be picked up here by compLexity, so that's going to be a pretty nice carry here, since he has tons of armor, hard for Lycan and Medusa to lay into that.
And then the reflection against Lycan with all the auras as well is pretty nice.
It is true. However, the Mystic Snake is quite good at clearing off the illusions and actually getting mana back for Medusa as well. That's one thing that's sort of nice in the matchup, but other than that, the Thunder is great at bringing down Medusa very quickly, because if you ever happen to be low HP on Terrorblade, that Thunder is not mitigated by your mana shield or anything like that. So a good way to remove all her HP all of a sudden. We'll see how that works out. They have decent push now on the side of compLexity with the Shadow Shaman and TB. Of course, same can be said for VGJ, who have the Lycan. But other than that, not really that much push. Obviously, a farm Medusa can push, but in the early game, it's not looking like...
There's no one to help the Lycan hit buildings early on, right?
No, it's mostly just farming, securing the lanes, making sure that Medusa is able to, farm Ancients and so on later on. Is going to be their focal point. Whereas compLexity, I expect them to just be fighting around the Brewmaster a lot and try and have TB on the other part of the map, dealing with perhaps Lycan split push or something like that.
Well, Timber, Tinker banned, Batrider gone. VGJ.Thunder, options-wise... from previous games, they've got like a Doom that they can bring out here potentially, but they're running out of really good heroes for the off lane here. Unless they do that kind of thing where they go, an aggro dual lane with Lycan Bane, then they've got, like, I don't know, a Razor or something, let's say, or a Monkey King to deal with a Brewmaster in a 1v1.
Could still go Beastmaster.
Oh, yeah.
It's still an option. We saw the Beastmaster Bane combination yesterday, and it worked out quite well.
What about Underlord?
Underlord is definitely an option. The only tough thing about playing Underlord would be that Rasta hits pretty hard in the laning stage. You could be struggling against a Rasta Terrorblade, but I think...
Double Metamorphosis.
Yeah, exactly. he does have quite a nice impact.
Well, they come back with the Templar Assassin. We're
TA
seeing
again.
tons of these games now, Waga.
Love it. And compLexity,
blessed.
they're doing it again for me. You know, they picked it yesterday as I was watching, and now they pick it again as I'm watching.
They're going to tweet out in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Waga, you watching?
This is...
Here's the Templar Assassin.
I'm appreciating it. I'm appreciating it.
That seems like a pretty good game. You know, you've got like Lycan summons to burn through to refraction, but apart from
There's,
that, what?
there's
Magnetize?
really, yeah, there's really no good refraction killers. Magnetize, you could say, kind of kills the refraction, but very slowly. Okay, they go with Legion. Makes sense now after seeing the TA. Legion becomes a little bit better as well. Just being able to turn that damage back onto him with the duel.
Decent against the TB illusions, good against Brew, just being able to catch the Brewmaster.
Yeah, not
But,
as good against Rasta as it used to be, though, because you can't press the attack off the Hex.
Hex, yeah.
Hex is so scary these days, especially for heroes like Legion Commander or Abaddon, to want to try and remove that from teammates. But looking at the drafts, I must say that I favor compLexity, and this is not even about my personal bias. I just didn't like that Medusa pick at all. I think the Legion is a very nice fit here, since there's a TB and TA. Also, even just to duel up the Brewmaster before he ultis. But
maybe limited a little bit in damage to go into the duel. Like, often we look for, you know, burst damage to go in.
yeah, they don't have the fastest damage. They don't, so it should be hard for him to get a ton of duel 1. Especially since their team, like I said before, is more oriented about farming and having stable performance and not so much chaos.
Yeah.
Whereas compLexity are looking more aggressive around their try off lane. And then, well, TA is going to be farming a lot and TB as well, so the two of them are going to be chilling.
So
But-
compLexity looking for fights, playing around their TB meta and Brewmaster split timings, basically, try and cycle through those ultis, look for towers.
Exactly.
Or VGJ, weather. It really is a lineup that looks like it wants to weather the storm.
It is. It's a greedy lineup for sure. But the downside is that down the road, after you weather the storm, there's going to be a blink at some point on the Brewmaster, and Medusa needs a ridiculous amount of farm to be able to actually deal with the Brewmaster. She needs Lincolns and BKB pretty much. Even if she has a BKB, the Storm Panda can very easily just send her in the air before she uses it. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm feeling this could be, you know, could be headed to a game 3 after this. Well, but we're way ahead of ourselves saying that.
I'm inclined to agree. I do like the makeup here of the compLexity draft. I also like the fact that Z-Freak on the Tusk, Shadow Shaman for Kyle, feels a little more natural with their, you know, role to...
They're kind of weird in the way they do stuff normally, yeah. Very often feels like their position 4 player is playing the position 5 hero and, you know, the other way around. But they do it the way they feel is best. It's all about personal comfort on the heroes. And Rasta gonna fit up nicely for Kyle here. And of course, Z-Freak on the Tusk.
Then you've got the Moo Brewmaster, you know, the classic. He'll be doing decently for himself up on his top lane, it feels like. The Moo Master.
Yeah, shout out to Moo's mom. Sure she's watching these games on Facebook.
Yeah, shout out to everyone who is watching these games on
Yeah,
Facebook.
thank you for being part of this and being
Good on you.
here with us. And also, shout out to anyone who's tuning in on the Dota TV. And hopefully we can provide the best of our abilities here in casting. So both teams playing pretty tentative here in the pre-creep spawn, but we are going to see 3 runes going the way of the Dire. VG going to take a rune on Legion Commander. Very nice to get that starting rune for the offlaner, actually.
You get that Quelling Blade up and running quickly so you can pressure farm.
Yeah, it's part
Little
that,
nicer.
and then, you know, sometimes it can be about getting the magic wand earlier, but I like the build that he's doing here. Tons of HP regen with, you know, 11 tangles at his disposal and Yang, and a salve as well. The pulled tangle making a difference.
The big difference maker.
I
mean,
guess they're playing a mid-Lycan, so they don't really want to pull tangles to him anyway. Not really necessary. He has his tangles on his own.
Yeah, true.
This time...
Were we talking about mid-Lycan yesterday? Because I remember mentioning it and just saying, like, it never happens. But now we've seen it twice from Sylar, right?
Yeah, that's true. We were talking about it yesterday. We were saying how it's not that common, but he definitely could go up against mids, is what we said. And he's doing a good job here. Obviously, Enfeeble is going to help out a lot. And this is nowhere near the same as the previous game where Moon played TA against a solo SF. This is very different.
We have the 2v2 mid. Z-Freak keeps his clarity going.
It's hard for Tusk to help here, though. It's hard to actually provide useful help and not just soak experience. Because you don't really want to be draining experience, right? But he's doing a little bit of help there, just making sure some last hits go the way that he wants.
Oh man, I'm spooked. There's action on all 3 lanes.
Yeah,
Yang drops low,
Metamorphosis.
Moo drops low.
Metamorphosis was popped on the bottom
Meta
lane.
used. Yang gets away. Mid lane, continuation of the 2v2. Moo getting gone on again. Fade has the smash and the boulder going in as the Brewmaster. A little bit of a body block here, but it looks like he's tanky enough with... the snake, the hit. Oh, he's got it! Fade gets in there, doesn't miss that attack.
He even got one evasion there from the deuce out, right? Like Elsie would have died faster, but goes down. A little bit too aggressive perhaps, but looking at the creep balance, he's pretty fine with that as well. Not the worst death ever.
Yeah, he comes back to lane, he's got double wave under his tower. Gets
Exactly,
some CS.
he's there in time, gets 3 out of 4 of the melee creeps. Pretty good for farm. And DD Rune on top for Lycan. That's going to be a whole lot of the denying when he comes back, I fear.
Yeah, good luck, Limp.
Yeah, Limp, you better sideblade this, man.
And now with meta down, it means that Yang can maybe play a little more forward, so Z-Freak comes down here to help this, well, now defensive tri-lane and deal with the Legion and maybe look for a kill, but this one Observer Ward watches over the path of Z-Freak. He knows it's coming, so these shackles to start things off will do a decent job at chipping away at Yang. They need the Z-Freak shards and snowball. It should be a dead Legion commander here.
Saving the snowball in case of TP.
Holding on for as long as they can, but Bane has
quite.
arrived. Shards do come through. Snowball's still ready, but the shock. There we go, Kyle.
From downtown.
Thank you very much, mates. I'll take that one.
Yeah, that is beautiful. That puts him close to boots, actually, and I think you should let him save up for those boots as well, and perhaps not have him buy a ward right now, because boots on Rasta are pretty important to Rasta lane. And as we look at the CS score, 18 for 2, or 8 for 2, sorry, 18 for 2? 8 for 2 on the TA, who's done pretty good despite the Bane harassing mid. It's all about recovery right now.
The Wolves cancel the clarity. Who feels bad?
Yeah, that's a nice little play by Sylar. Heroes like Invoker or Lycan on mid lane, always annoying. Top.
Super annoying. Fade is dropping low here. Moo has another clap to go. Oh,
he does not have boots though,
Catch
so he's
up.
just slowly running after. He wants to buy them in the side shop, but doesn't want to take too much damage while doing so. Kama trying to deny that range creep. Finally gets it. So many attacks needed. When you're drunk, it's not easy.
It really isn't. So down at bottom lane, they've actually set up Bane and Legion here, doing a few little pulls across, limiting the TP's farm. This is nice from VGJ. The dual lanes across the board, but it does mean that Sylar, yeah, here we go, left alone mid with the shards after the snowball means the TP. Successful back to the tier 1.
Just across the shards. It's so hard to get out of the shards, honestly, with a little bit of bottom blocking and the shards just cutting so much of your escape route. It's really hard to get out.
The angles.
The angles, man, it's hard.
But yeah, Sylar back to tier 1. Got tangos to go.
Yeah,
Give
Io
him some
back to
more.
mid as well. Only level 1 and feeble though, so it's not going to be too bothering for TA once she has the refraction up again. But there it is.
As in feeble.
Yeah.
So Moo gets a little pull across, stacks up a wave up at top, so he's going to get even more experience coming his way. A level 4 and 3/4, so
He's doing a great job.
moving very quickly to 6, yeah.
I would say every core has pretty much an as expected game right now. No one is having an outstanding game, and no one is having a terrible game.
Yeah, Yang does get shackled under his own tower, but a
Oh,
great
but
boulder
Kyle-
smash. Kyle is taking all the damage. The aggro is there. Down he goes. Now the roll forward. Z-Freak's caught out. Doesn't have any spells left. Shards and Snowball both on a cooldown. The Metamorphosis
They
TV
have the
can't do anything.
arrows from the sky, and they even have the brain sap. Wow.
They can't kill Chessie here, surely not.
No,
The TP coming in from Rasta means that they'll have to back away.
There's no way they're killing him. Medusa actually moving up aggressively there behind the tower on top. That could be troublesome.
Yeah,
I don't know if he should have done that, but he has Magic Wand.
Moo gives it the old slapper only there.
She can't escape that way. There's gonna be shards. So she has to go that way to bait out the shards and then turn.
3-1 charges. Mana shield on, off, backwards and forwards. TP out. Nicely played.
Yeah, she gets out.
To get out.
Exactly, that's the thing. She put herself between the tower, and this, while it doesn't hurt as much as dying, perhaps, it does really hinder your farm now. You're gonna miss a lot of experience and gold on your Medusa, and you cannot TP back to the lane. It really takes forever to get back now. She is not the fastest of heroes. And he's running back to base again? What's happening? He's running back, the courier
Bringing a ward.
bringing a ward. Oh, dude, why did you turn for that? He just wasted like 20 seconds trying to... Oh god, dude. That
Not
is
sure.
Well,
Backstab coming in mid though. Sylar found with the shackles. Limp Nice damage from this refraction. They're waiting with the snowball. Silence is not going to land, but Sylar's still alive thanks to the boulder smash. Now with the wolves out, Sylar turns to fight Z-Freak. Will be able to bring him down with the help of Fade, but Sylar loses his life as Limp. He's super low, but look at this. Moo has rotated in. 4 heroes here, pretty much from compLexity. Oh, there we go with the grip to finish. Ayo now, feeling the pain from the bruise split, will try and nightmare himself, but
no denying possible anymore. Feels bad.
Not there.
And Medusa actually, you know, everything was calculated. The creep wave just barely stayed out of the tower range, so it wasn't actually too late for a lot of the last hits there. Just barely.
Moo with the last second of Primal Split sends Sylar up into the air.
Yeah, it's such a long duration too, just flying around doing nothing.
It looks like they've got this tower.
Oh, tower deny!
Lycan,
the dogs.
Sylar God.
Beautiful. The dogs, they do have quite a bit of damage actually. At this point, they for 46 damage at level 3 with the level 2 impulse, that is.
It was nicely played by Kyle to get the shackles there, you know, understanding that really the only way that Lycan can deny this tower is with a hero, right? But no, Sylar shows them otherwise.
Of course. Good timing. And Legion Commander able to be a little bit more aggressive down here on bottom, as they, of course, took a lot of a beating there on the mid lane, but they got the tower deny, and that's quite big. Not losing too much. Earth Spirit still not really level 6 yet. I feel like they need this before they can really get a kill on the TB.
Well, Sylar back into the jungle.
Running into Moo.
Hello, Moo. A rotating
away.
Brew comes in with a one-hit crit, but Lycan ulting, moving forward to try and play aggressively. They've got Yang with the duel here, potentially, but the Metamorphosis from Jesse. Damage coming down from on high, but he's got to run. He's got to hide. He's going to get dueled up by Yang.
He has
the
no
damage.
Thunder.
He can't get out of this one. He is gone, and a winner over to the Legion as compLexity might lose Moo here as well. Fade has some spells to throw in. Z-Freak has got the kill onto Medusa up on the top lane, but this troll trap into the boulder smash. The damage from the Ether Shock. Yang has fallen, the shackles as well. Bane caught under the tower as they dive for the Brewmaster. Moo has to fall here to make it worth it for VGJ, but Kyle's doing so much damage. Look at him go. Now finally get the Bane. Nightmare in onto Kyle. Now chase him in. No, back away. Run and hide. Get away from this tier 1 because the TB has started to arrive.
Our Spirit needs to roll out, needs to get away. And he does. Wow, that was crazy and so good for VG.Thunder. They even got the dual win. Sure, they lost the top tower. Meanwhile, TA was the split pushing, but still getting the dual win on the TB. I didn't expect him to die that quite that quickly.
Yeah.
But Lycan doing the damage.
He got slammed.
That was some beautiful activation of their core heroes. You know, they got some really good rotations, and that almost got the entire level 6 for Earth Spirit.
That's pretty big. Medusa did die top as well as that tier 1, so not having the best of games here on the Medusa. 3k net worth or so, even with the TB, so it's pretty balanced there across the net worth of these heroes from side to side, and that's pretty much just shown in the the net worth lead is pretty much nothing for VGJ.Thunder, as they have lost their mid tier 1, their top tier 1, and now will really have to start thinking about how they take objectives themselves with this Lycan, because he wants to go and make things happen now.
Exactly, they do. And this is sort of what we expected as well, that the Tusk, Brewmaster, Rasta, they're all trying to fight together. Meanwhile, TA just split pushing, and TB, well, in this case, he was the one being jumped on, but he really just wanted to be farming Z-Freak. Oh, there's a Fiend script waiting for you if you walk up a little bit too far. But he gets out safely. Not gonna get jumped quite yet.
There's a red dot. I don't know. There's a red dot on the map.
It's an Earth Spirit stone.
Okay.
Kicked.
I'm like, what is it? Why is it there? Why can't I see it? It's off the map.
Next level high ground ward. Yeah.
I can see everything.
It's very confusing. I had a game where we had like Earth Spirit and TA and Broodmother in the same team. So they were just red dots everywhere. And I played a TA. So it was really frustrating because I didn't know where my traps were, because all of them look the same on the minimap, right?
So you're clicking webs and looking at stones.
Like, God damn it, where are my things?
That is super annoying.
Very hard to keep track of, actually. It worked completely against us.
Sylar again with the Hellbear. It seems that he has a very particular way he likes to play this Lycan with the Hellbear Smasher. A great little roll into Silent Stun into the grip. And Moo dispatched.
That was a beautiful roll in by Fades.
Yeah.
He just landed that one beautifully. And top, they're trying to do something, but they can't reach Yang.
Picture perfect there from VGJ. Getting Yang out of danger top, dodging the trap as well as bringing down this tier 1 down at bottom. Medusa
Oh, the ward trap. They're going for a Legion Commander.
The Legion with the shackles as well. Fade now slowed with the trap. Limp going in with a Mail Strike ready. Fade has nothing left to give, and he's gonna die.
Yeah, they don't even need to use anything. Just dead. Wow, those are some really massive kills. They're going to get a tower with it, using those Rasta wards to get a kill in Legion, and then getting to push the tower with the catapult as well around. I'm not sure they're going to get the entire tower if everyone rotates, but seems like they're just giving it up.
Yeah, Limp has a Blightstone here.
Yeah, he's adding quite a bit of pressure.
A bit annoying, but...
Okay, they are defending it.
Enough money for Blink here for the Limp TA. Very important.
This is... Oh, not even a tower deny. He held his Rasta wards
for the catapult attack.
Kyle, giving himself a well played. Good job, Kyle.
Oh, classic. Americans.
Yeah. Americans.
Well, Chessie gets at least a little bit of breathing room here, right? The bottom lane not going really as he would have liked. It went okay for a bit, but things quickly got out of hand as Lycan rotates in and Bane comes along.
Yeah, definitely. So he did only die once, though, so it's not the worst early game as well for a Terrorblade. But we'll see if more pressure is going to be added here by VGJ. They're kind of moving towards the top part of the map, wondering if they want to take one more tier 1 tower.
Looks like that's...
Man, there's one Earth Spirit Stone that's even like outside of the frame of the minimap right now. Do you see
the
it?
one at bottom? That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, even lower than that one. Like, you see in the... Like, down to the left of that, there's one more. Like, oh, there it died. Never mind.
It's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was one like down here somewhere that...
I saw that
one. Away. Right, where are we now? Blink I saw is nearly up on Moo, but oh wow, Yang has one as well. So we're going to get the offlane is having Blink soon. The Lycan's ready to fight. The TB Metamorphosis is down for 1 minute. So VGJ have this kind of perfect sweet spot to go and hit
Kyle has
with
to be
the
careful.
timing. Shadow Shaman has been...
He does have a ward, so he sees them. He just doesn't want to step too
but
close.
They've jumped onto the TA instead. The grip is there with the Magnetize, and Limp has given himself over to the dark side.
Come on, Limp. He saw them moving, and that's a sloppy death. He shouldn't die like this. He definitely saw them. I mean, Kyle was baiting that they might try and go on top, but they should understand that they can just move over there as well. So a little bit of a mispositioning there by him.
It was the lag.
It was lag, yeah.
It was the lag.
For sure.
So VGJ now...
Oh God!
Jesus Christ above.
Every single player. Hopefully the game doesn't like auto-close or something.
No, it's...
I guess it doesn't do that anymore. There was a time when that still happened in official games, if everyone DCs at the same time, and just default win to Radiant, I think it is, or something when it happens.
Mate, do you remember the time, I think it was when Demon was on EG.
Oh God, look at... Zephyr is like, hello, can we back
out? Back out of what? You're not going to die, it's fine. Oh dear.
Oh no.
It's not fine, it's not fine actually. But yeah, there's a time when Demon was on EG or something, and they had an extended pause, like 10-15 minutes. Someone was getting DDoSed or some shit back then, right? And one of the teams is like, are you ready? And Demon, wants to say go, so he types G, double taps the G by accident.
Yeah.
And he pressed enter, but they're still in the pause, so he didn't realize anything was happening. And then Fear is like, no, wait 1 second. So they didn't actually resume, but because he typed GG, the counter was still going 10, 9, 8 during the pause, and the game just ends, and everyone's like, what?
Do not unpause. The admin has made an executive decision here that this is not stable playing situations. Go try. Please wait confirmation. Yeah. Probably better to just try it if both teams are ready. We can test.
Admin said wait. I believe you listened to your admin. 100 ping? It's so funny how 100 ping 7 years ago used to be sick. This is legit. I've got no lag.
Yeah.
And now it's like I don't have 15 ping. Excuse me.
Yeah, we're spoiled these days. I mean, I go to the US to stay with my girlfriend, obviously, and then playing. I play scrims and tournaments in Europe from the US. So doing that consistently on 140, 145 is what I get. Then it's just around my threshold. Yeah, that's really my pain tolerance for ping, I think. If it was like 180 or something, I would be like...
So 140 is like around, a second and a half.
It's not quite that bad. It takes a little bit less, but it's alright. It is frustrating for every single last hit and so on, though. Every single spell usage. First game I played when I got to the US, my captain picks me Puck. I'm like, please see Masochist. Why are you doing this? Like, he does stuff like that to himself, but he doesn't have to do it to me. Kill our Tusk. Oh, are you gonna kill our Tusk?
Leave the poor Tusk alone.
Yeah, come on.
Go when ready.
Are they gonna murder him? Oh, they're going. They're trying to murder him.
Snowball. Yang has
They want that duel win. They don't care.
They sure do. Bye-bye, Z-Freak up at top lane. Hello, what's happening here? Hex in the shackles. Silo's been caught. He's been found with the TB and the damage coming in from Moo. They've baited this one out. Oh, the pause has led to a nice little victory there for compLexity.
Yeah, they get the bigger return kill there. There was a dual win at least for VGJ. I feel sad for a Tusk. Come on, man. The poor little Tusk.
Are they moving into Roshan now?
Yeah, they are. They're posting up for it, and they do have the Metamorphosis as well if there's a fight. Brewmaster ulti, of course, available too. Legion, though, Invis here. They don't quite know it. There's no detection. This could be disastrous. There's a sentry, but I don't think it's gonna see anything. He's gonna go in with Yang. He's just waiting to blink in.
Well, Moo is creating space now. Cyclone Medusa. Yang goes in. He's not going to snatch it though. The Limp ATA gets the Aegis as the silence does come out from Fade. But it's the Moo Brew that's taking down AO. Bane gone. Fade TP's out. And Karma in a bit of trouble here.
Lift.
Another Cyclone again from Moo. Finds the Medusa into the Hex and the CC into damage from compLexity. Really well played, that sequence of events, though.
That's one of the things that I was mentioning right in the draft, why I see it as the hardest counter to Medusa in the game. It is not fun to be a Medusa because you can just get held in place forever, and Medusa does not have a good escape when she lands. She can force staff. That's it, if she has a Hurricane Pike, which she does not. So far, there's no escape for her. If she gets caught by the lift, she's most likely gonna die, or just be irrelevant for the entirety of the fight, at least. And they're going to push for a tier 2 tower here. They have a little bit of Metamorphosis duration still, but they should be careful about this if they want to stay alive on compLexity.
Yeah, Lycan has Shapeshift. Yang has the Blink duel.
Really unfortunate he didn't get the steal there on Yang. He tried. He was standing there and had vision from the Wolf the entire time, but they were fast at taking the Aegis with the TA.
Super close, though.
But both him and the Earth Spirit went in, so makes me wonder if Earth Spirit maybe could have rolled first and did a stun, or if Legion should have dueled and, Earth Spirit takes the... Oh well.
Well, Legion, they're saved by the Earth Spirit this time into the quick duel onto Kyle. A quick and easy kill there, and Z-Freak has put himself in danger as well, so from some perfect moves of compLexity into a very messy one there, thinking Legion was all out on her own, but she had teammates behind her.
The two supports really just overstaying their welcome a little bit here on the mid lane, and now they're probably going to lose a tower as a result of this. And meanwhile, they're of course farming on the other sides, but that was quite a bit of damage. Dual wins, they really do stack up. In the end, you don't want to give away these easy kills. Because I saw this as a game where Legion is going to struggle to get dual wins. Here she is, 30 damage at minute 16 is not bad. That's a good start.
It's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, we're looking at the lack of nuke damage, but somehow Yang has found the right targets at the right time.
It is actually quite incredible, but they've used the Lycan quite a bit. So whenever she duels someone, Lycan just runs in and basically swipes them down.
Limp is going to find out that his stack has gone, stolen by VGJ.Thunder, and the TP away.
Beautiful TP out there as well by Legion Commander, getting out to safety.
And this all buys a ton of space for the Medusa now. Top lane pushes it all the way out towards tier 1. compLexity very kind of focused in the bottom third of the map.
That's the kind of thing that Medusa generally wants, and the thing that I expected VG to kind of struggle with providing for her, but those nice kills there on mid where they pounced in and just found Kyle and... Oh, Kyle walking in here confidently, but there is a shrine. You should always respect walking up and fighting around that area, because it could go poorly for you, even if you do have an Aegis TA.
Kyle respecting his opponents? No. No. He was
more respecting the shrine,
yeah.
not the opponents.
He was very bold moving there. Now the smoke coming in. Serpent Ward's down on the tier 1. It is dropping very quickly, but look at compLexity. They've just dropped the wards and run.
Yep. I mean, the wards are going to get cleaned up, though, and going to get farmed by the Medusa here. And she does get the deny as well, so that's pretty big. They are cutting behind here, but TB scouting with illusions. I don't know if he wants to run this way.
Oh, hello, Chessie. Instant silence. Where's the roll? The duel will come now. Brew arriving in with Moo, getting the big split off. The damage coming out. Chessie's still alive. Sunder ready. Can he get it off in time? He can indeed. Fade will drop. Now Sylar has to get into battle. Chessie with Magnetize on him. He's dropping low. Doesn't have a Sunder left to go. Yang does take a fall, but the Medusa has arrived. Z-Freak, what can he do in the middle of all this fight? He can't do anything. Ripped apart by Sylar, and finally the Cyclone will come out. But VGJ, the damage has already been dealt, and you're right. AO gets it done. Now the Hex. Kyle saves the day. Is there a stun to stop his TP or just the damage from Bane's sap?
He even had the Nightmare as well. If he somehow had too much HP, he would have been just stopped as well. Beautiful turnaround there. First a little turnaround the other way, right? compLexity with the Sunder and the play, trying with the Brewmaster ulti. But in the end, it is VGJ who are just stronger. This Lycan is really working out great for them in all these fights. And meanwhile, Medusa was farming quite a bit, but then she came in towards the end and just had an easy team fight in front of her.
Top of net worth now. Yeah. Look at this Medusa go.
Yeah.
From pretty much no game to the best game of her life. Hurricane Pike and Mom all completed. Lycan must have Necro 3 by now, right? Oh, he's super close.
Yeah, he's very, very close to finally having it. And that's an okay timing. Like, perfect would be somewhere around 15, 30, 16 minutes to get it. But with the way he has played, he has helped out so much. He's been part of 13 kills out of the 16 ones in his team. So it's understandable that his timing is not super fast because, you know, farming does provide more gold than going for all these kills for yourself. But it's more about creating space for your teammate.
I was a big fan when I first saw this build start to come out of a bunch of Chinese players going bootsless on Lycan with the safe lane, you know, just Helm Rush, Necro, Pipe or BKB or AC or something like that. And then, you know, boots would travel later. But I love this treads on the mid Lycan from Sylar coming out quickly, like treads into Helm. The attack speed you get with your ulti form, he's slaying everyone.
As it comes out, you know, as often in Dota, it depends entirely what kind of a situation you're in. If you just want to free farm him as a carry, then yeah, I prefer the bootsless build as well, because that's simply faster at getting the items that you need to take towers. But this build is just, first of all, to last it against the TA on the mid lane, needed the treads, and then later on, he's going to be able to kill so much more if he has the treads when he's fighting so much.
TA Desolator now, 20 minutes in.
It's a pretty late timing. This is like one of the later timings that you will be still sort of fine with. Anything later than 20 minutes is going to be really a struggle town. But you know, he had a tough early laning stage, and a lot of these fights have not gone the way they needed it. Still though, decent. Like, he has the potential to impact the game now with the Deso and Blink combination.
Especially with that Moo Blink Dagger on Brew.
There is a Blade Mail on the Legion Commander though, who wants more than 30 dual damage. Oh, very quick snowball.
Well, the Serpent Wards get dropped on top of the Legion.
Winner.
Z-Freak is already gone. TB metamorphoses into the Fiend's Grip, though the Bane has caught him. Chessie, oh, Sylar jumps in, but he's going to run out. No, he goes back onto the target. Down goes the TB. Buybacks are available. Tusk has forced his out. But with the Stone Gaze dealt, it looks like compLexity don't really have much left in the tank, and the Brew
win
got
already.
Caught with a Stone Gaze. And I think that's the fight ending.
That was a very big win for them already. The fact that they got the dual win is just, you know, a little bit of added sugar on top, but the Fiend Script was beautiful there. Nothing could really stop it. TB goes down quickly to the disable that they had. They got some massive kills, and now they can back out. The buyback was forced. They don't need to even push a tower to translate this into a big win.
And that was without the Ether Lens on Bane as well, right?
It was just good positioning in general there. He was
cast range talent, but
yeah, the wind lace along with mana boots, and he's quite fast. And again, look at this. He just feasting right now. Yang is playing so good in this series.
Okay, I don't often like doing this, but we were wrong about the Legion.
Yeah, didn't expect it to get so many kills, but
it's worked out.
They've made it work really well. I didn't expect them to get so much out of a Lycan and dual combination.
Yeah,
but that actually has been a big component in how she got a lot of the early dual kills. And now, of course, she has the Blade Mail, she has the Blink, and so on. So now she can kind of kill someone. Yeah, she can kind of kill someone on her own. So I don't know if I want to say like it was only VG or if it was compLexity maybe underestimating a little bit and getting caught out as well.
Definitely a bunch of factors in there. Limp jumps away from the Lycan, but VGJ again grouping up, knowing that Roshan could be spawning now with the fastest one, but it's going to be 3 minutes, one of the longest spawn pretty much for Roshan to come back up, unfortunately.
Oh, Not gonna be a fast one.
So they'll have some time to kill as they now look for the limp TA Yang.
They're thinking about it. He's like, can I go here? He had a lot of good words with Vision there. Maybe it could have gone on the Rasta, but perhaps also the Brewmaster would be there with the blink in. The Brew ulti was just coming off cooldown.
Oh, Collar being pinged out. I think VGJ know that a smoke play is about to happen.
Yeah, they're already seeing the way they're moving. Very indicative of a smoke. And they didn't deward the Observer. It timed out just next to him now. So just
No,
barely provided the vision needed.
They have a gem and they killed it with a quelling blade.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause the 100 gold thing popped up. That's the only reason.
Oh, then at least they're going to be aware that the enemy are aware kind of thing. But yeah, VG are doing the correct play, I believe. Smoking up as well and looking to go and fight. Surprised they didn't claim that high ground already. They're sticking around mid. Probably debating if they should just push down mid and force them back, or if they should have gone up.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing really to gain top. There's no tier 2. Pressure onto tier 3 would be annoying,
well,
but...
Yeah, sort of, but now they're gonna fight up high ground here afterwards, which can be difficult, but they're conceding the high ground.
Well, there's the initiation in. Snowball will save the Tusk for now. Back in onto the Deucer, but Brewmaster can't do anything. That Stone Gaze means he has to turn tail and run. And now Chessie in with a reflection, but look at Fade from the low ground, a 3-man crush. Now the Fiend's Grip, not sure what it caught there. I think a Centaur, but a good duel will salvage this fight for VGJ.
Oh, it's messy.
Very, very messy battle. Yang surviving barely the skin of his teeth. The Serpent Wards get him as in comes Moo, and down he goes. Limp, the only one to survive there.
Yeah, they're just being overrun in these fights. They're really struggling to deal with the run-in from the Lycan. And even if they have the Brewmaster ulti out, it seems like they just can't stop everyone. Because they kind of want to lift the Lycan, but they also want to lift the Medusa. And still, there's that Yang Legion commander who's absolutely massive in this game. Sure, his net worth is the lowest of the cores, but the impact he's having is tremendous.
Yeah, it's been huge. I'm pretty sure the Bane Nightmare a not hero.
I don't know. There were so many things being done in that fight. I couldn't quite
just throw your spells in, boys.
Focus on the Bane. I was also looking at the chase of the fire. The fire Bruling was chasing down to the right side, kind of chasing down someone else. There's a lot of things happening at once.
Limp gets the hell out of bottom lane, moving into an Orchid now. So no defensive tools, no Lincolns, no BKB, anything like that. Going straight into more damage and control.
Yeah, the silence is good, but there is still, you know, good defensive spells to be used. The press the attack is very good, of course, for removing it, and the Nightmare can still kind of deter TA from continuing and killing that one target. I guess it's not a great BKB game, though, and that's kind of why.
Yeah, and then there's lots of things to... Well, I guess there's what? Lincoln's, Enfeeble, Nightmare, but Grip and Duel are the big ones.
Yeah. Lincoln's would be good for her, for sure. But I think now that you're going for the Orchid, you pretty much have to go back, most likely for a BKB at some point, because of the Earth Spirit still.
That's true.
But he might just skip it entirely and go for damage.
Just go raw damage and try and rely on Moo and Chessie to tank up some of these spells.
Sylar, man, doing good damage to his Roshan here, but a little bit shorted in. Managed to run out, though.
Chessie's illusions get the vision they need. Try and clear up the Necro books.
Oh, that's nice money. 200 gold for killing that one. Good stuff.
VGJ, this time they hold the high ground. Biding their time.
They didn't even need the high ground there. They just took it when they wanted it. They ran in with Lycan and the high ground is theirs. Wow.
Z-Freak spotted, found, killed.
I like how he rolls out again. He's like, I'm out. Did my job. Beautiful. They didn't duel for him as well, so they still have that available. And they're going on to Yang.
Oh man, can they save the... Yes, they can. Yang Legion still alive with the Glimmer and the help now. The Fiend's Grip into duel. Goodbye, Chessie. Dead for a minute. TA not available in this fight. VGJ just absolutely slaughtering compLexity at this point, running rampant through on a Radiant lineup as Kyle.
VG are playing so good. They're actually just doing absolutely amazing here. But also, I feel compLexity, they need to be faster at just giving up that... Roshan after you lose Z-Freak there, or Z-Freak. Sorry, confusing when one player plays Tusk in the previous game and then another one in the same team plays Tusk this game. But yeah, got it right. They should just have abandoned a little bit faster there. Now they end up losing basically everyone apart from TA, and they lose Duel, and they lose Roche. It's just all coming apart, and that was the cheese as well.
Sure was.
really, really tough stuff to deal with.
And now you have this Earth Spirit holding Kyle's gem and dewarding all these observer wards as well.
Yeah, without any vision, it's closing in on that time when you're going to be forced to sit in base again. Oh wow, the duel. Not even a chance to survive the blade mail. At this point, Legion is so strong that she can basically solo kill any single hero on the side of Radiant, and she even had Bane helping, so...
And then with the BKB, she's going to be unstoppable in the next fight.
Exactly, she can just run in and force the issue on whichever target she wants to duel. That target is pretty much dead. Top, trying now on Medusa, but she has Aegis. Not gonna be simple.
Serpent wards in. So a lot of damage. Maybe the first life will go.
Yeah,
no wand or anything like that, so Medusa dead now.
Earth Spirit, you need to save me!
Where is my Earth Spirit? Well, it looks like compLexity give up, realizing that the movement from VGJ.Thunder has been swift and decisive, and they were moving in for a fight.
It's a wise move to just back up there, because they had cooldown on some of the Rasta spells still, and better to just get the Aegis and back out, not lose anything, than to try and overcommit and get the kill. Because they might get the kill, but then they would probably all die to Lycan just running them down and duel again, coming in from behind.
Well, here comes Lycan down the middle lane. Sylar playing the carry. Shifts it into the next gear, takes down another tier 2. As they move up towards top and look for that one up there. Kyle, nice little job there. Shoving out this wave, making sure there's no easy transition for VGJ to just swing from one lane to another. But it seems...
I'm surprised that Sylar prefers the CDR on Lycan, by the way, as opposed to the 8 HP region. Of course, that 8 turns into like 20 or something when you pick it, right? So you could have a monstrous amount of HP region, but the CDR doesn't feel that strong. 12% is not that much, but he is using his ulti quite often, and suppose, since he goes for a shapeshift duration, once he's level 20, that's when it starts being worth having the CDR and the duration together.
And I guess having the cooldown reduction on Necrobooks, BKB, pretty handy as well.
It becomes quite handy, but overall it's basically just for shapeshift and the Necrobook and Howl to a smaller degree.
But look at this, the net.
He should take one of these catapults, right? Take it. Does
he doesn't like. He just doesn't like catapults.
He really
I swear.
does not. Does he have a catapult anywhere? I don't think so. Right?
He likes Hellbear Smashers.
Come on, Sylar, you're a Lycan with Assault Cuirass and Helm of Dominator, and you don't want a catapult? Like, it's insanely powerful next to you. It actually makes me scratch my head a little bit.
They have pressed the attack on the catapult as well, remember?
They do! Like, the catapult would be hitting harder than Medusa or Lycan in this push. He actually would.
I mean, he doesn't have a... Unless he's got a Helm Creep bottom lane or something. I mean, the split push is coming. TB, Limp, and Chessie onto the racks. They are pushing incredibly quickly here as watch bottom lane. No fight kicking off just there. They will get a kill down up towards top as Sylar brings one down, but Yang jumps in. BKB Blade Mail, not finding a target just yet. Limp gripped up, and here we go with a duel. No, it's on cooldown, but they'll get the kill anyway. Limp falls. Racks
and Brewmaster ulti used to defend against the Lycan as well. So Lycan got shackled up by the Rasta, but used his Necrobook and his Wolves just to kill the Rasta during it, because he had his ulti going. So all his units has that 40% crit, which is insane. Or the 200% damage on a 40% chance crit, I should say, which is pretty insane. All the creeps just hit so hard.
It's pretty funny.
The entire zoo.
Serpent wards as well were spent top lane to try and defend. I mean, compLexity come out of that trade structurally even, but TA dying again. I guess when you're behind like this, it doesn't feel so bad.
The downside is that the cooldowns are already up again, right? And here we see potentially another pick-off. Going for the Tusk. Gonna be hard to survive for that one.
You can try Snowball, but death is inevitable. Let's see if Freak takes a tumble.
Legion is looking for a pick somewhere else as well. Rasta gonna be the target if he comes up a little bit too far. Legion.
Hello, Kyle. Oh, goodbye, Kyle.
And that's very close to all she wrote, I believe. But they're still trying to hang in there. They have the buybacks, but I think they're gonna have to use some.
Yeah, Tusk spends his. Looks like Shadow Shaman might have to get himself out of the grave as well with some lovely coin. Kyle.
Well, you can't prevent the mega creeps from happening, pretty much.
Well, Terrorblade arrives. He wants to fight. In jumps Limp, trying to get some damage in through Karma onto the back lines with the Sideblade splash, but they found the Lycan. Cheese not available, buys his full BKB, but VGJ.Thunder, they've done the damage, they've killed the Rax, now they jump in to look for kills. They've got the two-man stun with the Magnetize as well. Fade has caught them, and it looks like they've killed them as well. Moo, not a chance in hell.
It's
Buyback
over.
available, but GG has been called.
Very well played by VG in this game. I mean, compLexity, I don't even think that they played that bad in this series. It was just that VG, they played one step ahead. And for sure, they're looking like the worthy continuers here. And I must say, they picked Lycan twice. They made it work twice. And it's painful to go down that way. You know, that's a hero that a lot of teams will first ban just out of respect or fear for the pushing power and the early game power that it provides. But in the end, compLexity, they have a tendency to sometimes be a little bit stubborn about things. They're like, no, we can deal with this. This is, you know, a Kyle approach sometimes. And sometimes it can be useful, but it makes it hard to watch 2 games in a row of getting Lycan like this.
Yeah, it sure does. So that means compLexity done. VGJ move on. And we have one more series today, Waga. Fnatic up against VG Gaming, which will be the opponents of VGJ.Thunder.
The other VG Gaming.
Yeah. So the potential is, if VG Gaming win their series next, we have the
brother-sister matchup again. Yeah, the VG Gaming. That's going to be interesting, but we'll see if they can first take down Fnatic. Fnatic are definitely an interesting team to watch. I don't think that they're going to be an easy opponent for them.
Absolutely. So we'll take a short break. Our final best of 3 of the day coming up in just a little bit.